Before I start this video, I want to make it very, very clear. This is not intended for children. I repeat, this video is not intended for children. So if you are a child, fuck off. Get the fuck out of here, fuck you, and suck my dick. Wait a minute. No, I didn't mean that. No, fuck, that came out wrong. Oh god. Oh god. Oh shit, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. FBI, open up! Would you be surprised if I told you that Google and YouTube have found yet another way in which to fuck over their content creators? The very same content creators that have spent years of their lives in order to get the platform where it is today. If you're an independent content creator, YouTube says, get fucked and have a good day. In case the thumbnail didn't give it away, today's video is talking about Coppa and what it means for the future of YouTube and the content creators on the platform. I made a joke in the intro to this video, and I want to be very clear. This content is not intended for children. If you are under the age of 13, please click off this video now. I repeat, if you are under the age of 13, please exit the video. Fuck off. Are we clear? I think we're clear. So, Coppa, the Child Online Privacy Protection Act. Coppa itself is not a bad thing, and it's designed to protect your children's information while they're online. Coppa is something that is meant to protect your children while they're on sites such as YouTube, who may have content for those under the age of 13. This means that those websites can't collect user data from them, like cookies for example, without parental consent. This means that shitbag corporations like Google and YouTube can't target your 9-year-old son or daughter with advertisements in order to manipulate their soft little potato brains. Of course, there are different sides to this argument, one of them being that parents need to just do their fucking jobs and be more responsible for actually parenting their children and not just shutting them up with iPads because they couldn't be fucked to monitor their own kids. And that's something that I'm 100% agreeing with. Unfortunately, now the government's involved, which is what we're here to talk about today. The issue comes from YouTube, which is no surprise. Coppa is something that YouTube was meant to be complying with for years now, but of course, YouTube being YouTube, not wanting to listen, they made the content creators on the platform be more advertiser-friendly, regardless of your content. So, what that means is if you want to say the word fuck, or call somebody a cunt, maybe say retard or shit, and you say it too many times, then guess what? You're not advertiser-friendly. They're not going to let you put ads on your videos. They're going to lower the reach of your videos because they're not making money off of your video. So basically, be kid and advertiser friendly, be family friendly, or else. But as it turns out, Google doesn't just like telling content creators to take a long walk off a short cliff. They also gave the same treatment to the US government. Now the FTC, which is the Federal Trade Commission, who is responsible for enforcing Coppa, had this to say during a press conference when discussing what Coppa means for YouTube.
It's important to keep in mind what the Coppa rule does and what the Coppa rule doesn't do. So what Coppa does is it prohibits the collection of personally identifiable information from children under the age of 12 and under without verifiable parental consent. On the internet, though, you don't know who your users are. So what the Coppa rule more specifically does is where the content is directed to children, we are presuming that the users are 12 and under. So if you are the purveyor of child-directed content, we are presuming that your users are 12 and under and you cannot collect personally identifiable information from them without verifiable parental consent.
The spokesperson here states that it's important to understand what Coppa does and does not do. He goes on to explain that Coppa prohibits the collection of private user information from minors under the age of 13 without explicit parental consent, and this is not inherently a negative thing. However, he goes on to acknowledge that online you can't really tell who the users are and who you're really engaging with. This, my friends, is where the issue really begins. Now that YouTube got bitch slapped by the feds, YouTube now wants to make it our problem because they could not be fucked to handle this before it got to this point. The FTC spokesperson states that if the content is directed at children, they're going to assume that the audience is in fact under the age of 13. So just how is the FTC defining content for those under the age of 13? Well, whether the site uses visual content appealing to children, such as animated characters, vivid colors, and using bold text. So automatically, I'm in violation of this. I use this avatar to represent myself online, and it can be considered a cartoon. Not only that, but I use pretty bright and vivid colors for my avatar, and my channel, and my thumbnails. So I guess I'm just straight fucked. Products that are consumed by children, such as video and computer games, snack foods, toys, comics, etc. And this is a big one for me personally and most of the channels, if not all of them, that I subscribe to. I cover video games and movies, and according to the FTC, this can be considered for children, even though my language is clearly not meant for children. The games that I play are rated T through M, which according to the ESRB excludes those under the age of 13. But because this terminology the FTC uses is so incredibly vague, it leaves too much open to interpretation, and I'm sorry, but I do not have faith in human beings, let alone the government or YouTube, to make these determinations on my behalf. Oh, and I forgot about slang words like cool and duh, and also references to pop culture. Seriously, who the fuck wrote this? What 93-year-old twat inked this shit out and said, yeah, there's no way anyone can be confused by this? I mean, how can you misinterpret, quote, child activities such as video games? So, fucking Bloodborne is going to be children content because it's a video game? Gears of War is going to be considered children's content? You get the point. The guidelines that the FTC have laid out are far too vague and are going to lead to a great deal of issues for YouTube, which means it's going to be a big problem for us content creators. Let's take a look at this next clip from the FTC press conference.
And as the chairman noted, not only can we sue Google and YouTube for compliance with Coppa, but also individual channel owners and content creators. And once this order has been fully implemented, we intend to conduct a sweep of the YouTube platform to determine whether there remains child-directed content on the platform with respect to which personally identifiable information continues to be collected from posting content on YouTube. So the analogy that I think of, imperfect, is the expression about shooting fish in a barrel. And YouTube is the barrel, and the content creators are the fish.
The spokesperson states that not only can the FTC seek legal action towards YouTube, they can also seek legal action against the content creators themselves. As a matter of fact, they refer to us as fish in a barrel, which is fucking brilliant, I guess. YouTube has given everyone on the platform the ability to mark whether or not their content is for children. You have to select if your content is marketed towards kids, or if it's not. If you do say that your content is marketed towards kids, a few things happen. Comments will be disabled. You won't be able to monetize your videos because targeted advertisements are not allowed under Coppa. And this is also going to lower your reach for your videos, meaning it's going to be all but impossible for your channel to grow. This, of course, poses a huge problem for gaming and toy review channels, even though some toy channels covering things like Hot Toys figures, which are hundreds and hundreds of dollars, are clearly not meant for children. But again, because of the FTC's vague terminology, this falls under children's content. Now, of course, YouTube being the mental giants that they are, they've decided to take it upon themselves to sort content, to have their employees sort content themselves. Upper Echelon Gaming posted a video, which I'm going to leave in the description below, where he shows how he was already affected by Coppa. YouTube themselves manually moved his video over from not for kids to the for kids section because he had a Star Wars game in the background. This, of course, put his content next to things like fucking Peppa Pig and other children's shows. And if you know Upper Echelon Gaming, you know his content is certainly not meant for children. Was this done maliciously, or was this simply a mistake made by a third-party company drone who sucks ass at their job and sees video games and goes, Griffin Gaming did a video on this as well, where he shares his opinions on Coppa and how he doesn't feel that it's going to be as big of a deal as everyone is making it out to be. And I highly recommend checking out this video and checking out his channel because I do enjoy his content. We commented back and forth for just a little bit, and he does mention how YouTube probably has third parties hired to check this content, and that is exactly the problem. These are low-skilled people who don't give a shit about their jobs and just see video games, just see comics, just sees toys, and they go, it's games, it's fucking comic, who gives a shit? And they just fucking move it over, regardless of the context of the video itself. It's also important to note that the creators found to be in violation of Coppa can be fined $42,000 per infraction. That's per video, which is just absurd. I need to do more research on this, as that seems incredibly steep, seeing as how the FTC is the same organization that was arresting and suing people for Napster downloads. I would not put it past them. If you don't know what Napster is, I'm sorry, I'm 68 years old. There is plenty of blame to go around when it comes to Coppa. We have parents complaining to the federal government because they are too damn lazy to just get their kids off the internet and do some goddamn parenting. We have the federal government coming in saying they know what's best for you, and if you don't like it,
fuck you, give me money!
And then, of course, we have Google and YouTube being the cunts that they always are, breaking the law and dumping the liability and responsibility for cleaning up the mess that they made at the feet of the content creators who they seemingly want to push off the platform that they help popularize. As always, I would love to hear your opinions down in the comment section below. Do you think Coppa is going to hurt content creators, or do you think that everyone's just losing their minds over nothing? Thank you so much for watching, and if you liked the video, don't forget to drop a like, and if you really liked the video, maybe subscribe. Until next time, I will see you in the next video.